Hello, welcome. We are starting a brand new session, 12 weeks through winter. So if you are doing this in sync and in time with us, it is December 21st, 2020. What a year it has been. So this winter set is going to get us through the holiday season, Christmas, New Year's, and on into January 2021. So regardless of when you're starting it, if you're doing it with us in sync in time with me, great. I'm going to kind of formulate some of my mental patterns probably and thought processes in conjunction with that and everything that's going on. A lot of times I think that we just barely get ourselves through the holidays and then we decide, okay, January 1st or January 2nd, here we go, we're going to start New Year's resolutions, fresh slate, whatever, which is all fine and well and good if that's the way that you like to run things and what works well for you. And that's totally great. But I am looking forward to actually starting our new program before all that holiday season, or it's in the holiday season, but before the actual Christmas holiday and before New Year's Day, January 1st. So we are going to start with a minimalist week. So this week things are going to be minimal, little to no equipment, not a lot of crazy business, just getting through rounds of work, getting work done, making it efficient and effective to keep our bodies revved and moving while we possibly may or may not be consuming more calories or whatever else may be going on with the holiday season. Remember how much stress plays into your health, your fitness, your immune system, your longevity. So try your best to not stress over anything, including workouts, right? So just whatever you can do, coming to your mat, getting into it in whatever way, that's what we're looking for. So I have, I'm going to talk through a little bit more, but let's go ahead and start kind of warming up. So I've been curling my toes under. So if you have been on top of your feet, now I want you to curl them under. If you have been curling your toes under, now go to the tops of your feet. We're just going to hinge side to side. So remember, we want our hips to stay level. Our shoulders should move together. And then we want to get our twist into that mid-back, that hinge, side to side, mid-back. So I struggle a lot sometimes with feeling like many trainer sayings, workout programs, whatever else, names and phrases can sound really cheesy, and I don't really like a whole bunch of cheesiness. However, I think I'm going to go with a cheesy name for this set. Bring your arms wide and let's just rotate side to side. If you can get a little further than I can, go for it because of the wall. So we're going to actually call this the Winter Crush because I personally, and hopefully you will join with me, I just want to crush it. I want to crush this winter. We've had a long 2020 and I'm ready to crush it. I'm ready to get on the mat, get those weights, update and uptake my personal levels of fitness and activity, and stay strong, stay healthy, stay running, but I'm ready to crush it. So we're going to do a winter crush. As cheesy as that name sounds and as over it as I'll probably be in the next 12 weeks, that's what we're going to go with. So let's go into a downward facing dog. Drive those hips up and back, drive into your thumb and first finger. Hips drive up, grab through that core, slide those shoulder blades down, drop one knee and then the other. It has been fun to do challenges with you all during our Living Well series through the fall. So we're going to kind of continue with our challenges, but they're going to be a little bit more vague and organic and customizable, right? So whatever you need to do within your week to crush it, to bring your best game and to feel your best week by week throughout these next 12 weeks. That's kind of what we're going to go for. Widen your feet at your mat and then walk your hands back. So depending on what's going on in your life this week, if it's going to be a high stress week, maybe you should focus on minimizing your stress, managing that. If maybe it's going to be a sad week, maybe you don't have as many friends or family around, you're missing out on some of the traditions that you're used to. Try to find ways to be creative and to connect with people and build happiness and joy, new memories, and somehow finding new ways to connect with those loved ones. All right, push those hips up. Let your body kind of hang over the legs for a few seconds. We're going to pedal those knees again, so push one forward and back, one forward and back. Maybe you want to gear up nutritionally for your Christmas meal, Christmas Eve meal, whatever else. Grab through that core, inhale, come all the way up. So maybe just focus on, pull your hand over to the left, inhale up, over to the right. So maybe you can focus on just really getting quality nutrients, good portion sizes, extra activity, whatever it is to kind of help set you up. Be prepared for maybe a couple more high calorie days. Who knows, whatever it is that can work well for you this week, but try to find something that will push you, encourage you, and engage you. I'm actually going to work through about a 5 to 10 minute yoga cycle. So that's mine for the week. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to do a 20-minute AMRAP. That's as many rounds as possible. We are going to go for 10 reps of each exercise. So I'll run us through what we're going to do. If you would like to build a little heat before we get started, as I'm walking through, I would suggest a plank. You can just hold a plank. You can do a dead bug, or you can go jumping jacks. So whatever will kind of get you revved and ready to go while I'm running us through, and then we'll start our timer and hit up 20 minutes of work. So glute bridges, you're going to drive those hips up. Lift one leg as an option, 10 on one leg of those hip lifts, glute bridge hip lifts, 10 on the other. If you need to keep both feet on the ground, fine, but you're going to give me 20 of those glute bridges. All right, from there, we're going to move into push-ups. All right, so my preference is that everyone would stay on their toes. You should think of your push-up as a moving plank. Really think about forcing the floor away from you, right? So once you get your plank set, your elbows kind of pull back gently towards your rib cage, not tight on it, but just a bit, and we're going to get to 10. So staying on your toes may mean that you don't get as low, and that's fine, but I want you to try to practice there. If you must hit your knees, no worries, you can do that, but I want you to keep those hips still tucked, core still strong, right? So keeping that back still flat as opposed to butt in the air. Okay, if push-ups don't really work for you, depending on what's going on in your upper body, your shoulder region, your spine, neck, you can use a wall. Let's see, yeah, I think you'll be able to see me on the wall. Perfect. Okay, so you can set up kind of a plank position on the wall, tailbone still tucking under, and then you're going to hit those push-ups there. So the lower that you get on the wall, then the more weight that you have on that body, the higher that you are, then the less. So really finding your own self-flexions through the chest and those serratus muscles that are underneath and wrap around underneath your armpits, through the back and kind of up into the chest. That's what we're dialing in and trying to go for there. Another option, if wall push-ups don't work for you, is a plange push. So you'll go hands and knees, core nice and strong. You're going to let those shoulder blades tug together so you have a pinch between the shoulder blades, and you're going to round in that upper back. So kind of like you hit when we were to do, if we were to do a cat-cow, right? In your cat pose, you tuck the hips under and the upper back domes. For this, you're going to keep your hips still, just pulling shoulder blades together and then punching through those hands. Again, getting those serratus muscles is actually a really awesome way to build some strength and health in that back. Okay, so we have our single leg glute bridges, our push-ups. Next, we're going to go squats, just good old body weight squats. Dropping in, hinge back, make sure knees line with toes. You're going to drive through those glutes, get you to the top. So we're trying to stay out of the quads and really going into glutes and the hamstrings. Next up are shoulder taps. So you're going to take a plank position, shoulders up over the wrists, tuck that tailbone under, flex those glutes, and then you're going to tap right hand to left shoulder and left hand to right. Trying your best to keep those hips level throughout. Different options here. You can stay hands and knees and shoulder tap. You can go into a thoracic rotation. Inhale, lift your elbow up. Exhale, drop it down. This is really good to keep that upper middle back or that thoracic region of the back mobile, flexible. Otherwise, again, you can go back onto the wall and set in that plank and shoulder tap here. Okay. After shoulder taps, we are going to go into a Superman. So we're going to lie on our stomach, belly nice and strong. Tuck that chin under, and you're going to lift and lower, squeezing between your shoulder blades, using those glutes and hamstrings. Okay, 10 there. Next up, we're going to go runner sit-ups. Push that low back into the ground. You're going to start with your elbows right next to your rib cage, and then the whole body is going to come up. So tucking that chin, whole body come up, and then you're going to pull opposite elbow to knee. So it's kind of like you're sprinting. Thing with sit-ups is to push that low back into the ground, scoop deep across your abdomen. If getting all the way up and all the way down doesn't really work for you, then you can stay upright and just pull opposite knee to elbow here. Okay, so you're not going into a full sit-up. You're just switching side to side. Grabbing deep across that abdomen and twisting. That should also help if you have issues with any sort of all the way down, all the way up movements on that neck and upper back. Okay, lastly, we are doing a squat thrust. So this is going to kind of hit that intensity level just a teeny bit higher. You're going to plant your hands, jump back, jump in, and jump up. Okay, another option, plant your hands, walk back, walk in, and step up. If none of that works, I would like for you to just drop, hands come down, and then lift up overhead. So you're going to practice squatting in, keeping that back flat, core strong, and then punch to the top, flexing those glutes under, core strong, finding that good stack, good posture, heels, hips, shoulders, all the way through. Okay, so I'll try to get us geared up for what's coming next. Maybe you'll be a little bit ahead of me in your timing, maybe a little bit behind. Don't worry about it. You can either pace as I pace or go at your own pace. All right, so the goal though is to get 10 reps of everything, and we're going to go for 20 minutes. Here we go. We're starting with our glute bridges. On the ground, grab through that core, ready, set, and go. So I'm going to lift my right leg first. Don't forget about this flexed, lifted leg. Make sure it's flexed. Hold that core strong, so you've got to wrap around that abdomen. 9, 10. Keep your hips up. Shift to the other side. Watch that your legs are staying hip width, right? So the one lifted leg shouldn't be pinching in toward your knee, and the leg on the ground should not be floating in to tripod. All right, switch it over. Push-ups, so you can hit your wall push-ups or whatever variation. We talked about those plange pushes from your hands and knees. Grab deep through the core, push through your thumb and first finger. 1. Get that full extension at the top. And 10. All right, coming up, hitting those legs. Squats. Feet just a little bit wider than the hips. Make sure you're sitting your hips backwards. So as opposed to knees forward. I see this a lot. We want to go back. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, then we're in our shoulder taps. You can do it from the wall, or you're going to hit that thoracic rotation. Ready, set, and go. Plant your hand right under the shoulder. Tuck that tailbone, belly strong. 8, 9, 10. All right, lower all the way down. And we're going to go into our Superman. Tuck through that tailbone. 'Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. 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 'Inh Even though you're on your stomach, make sure you keep it flexed. You're lifting the upper back by pinching your shoulder blades together, not by just arching that low back. 9, 10. Flip it over, runner sit-ups. So remember, you can stay up or go all the way up, all the way down. Ready, set, and go. Big thing here is to push that low back into the ground. All the way up, all the way down. 6. And I actually feel more heat and more work on my way back down, trying to keep that core flexed to resist gravity. 10, 10. Okay, then our burst. Quick set of squat thrusts, and then we'll be in set 2. Plant those hands. Maybe a jumping jack is better for you than these. That's fine. Try to find something that's good for your body, where you're at. 10. And maybe it's just a good rest. Who knows? All right, glute bridges, set 2. Drive those hips up. Ready, set, and go. Trying to keep those hips level. Putting your quads right at about the same height. 8, 9, 10. 3. 7, 8. Keeping that core strong. 10. All right. Good work. Ready for push-ups. Set that plank position first. Here we go. 10, 9. Don't forget, keep that core going strong. So your hips should drop and raise with your shoulders. And time. All right, squat. Open those toes. Hinge those hips back and down. You're not holding weight, but if you envision that you are, chances are you can flex into those legs and glutes just a little more. 9 and 10. Shoulder taps. Eight, 9, 10. Lower down. Superman. Get situated. Tuck the chin. You want your neck neutral. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 8, 9, 10. Flip it over. Runner sit-ups. Scoop through. Belly strong. Here we go. 2. Make sure to get that twist at the top. 4. Belly button berries back toward your spine. You want to scoop the belly, not have it protrude. 8, 9, and 10. All right. Squat thrusts or jumping jacks or your hinge forward and reach. Here we go for 10. Cardio, yes, but this is still major core exercise. One more. 10. All right. Set 3. 7.5 minutes in. Here we go. Single leg glute bridge. These should just kind of creep up on you. 8, 9, 10. These little minimalist workouts. If nothing else, bare minimum. You don't need anything except your body, a little bit of time, a little bit of energy. 9, 10. Push-ups are next. Spread those fingertips wide. Go for range. Think of it as a moving plank. 8, 9, 10. All right. We have O squat. I was going to go into my Superman. Not yet. 3. Remember, envision your body's holding a lot of weight. How do you grab in when we're hitting up a goblet squat? Heavy weight. Last one. Shoulder taps. Spread those fingertips really wide. Take care of your wrists. Want to be able to do a lot of stuff on our wrists. All those planks, push-ups. 9 and 10. Now we have our Superman. Ready, set, and go. 8, 9, 10. Runner sit-ups. Opposite knee to elbow. Set in with your brain. Notice what you're using. Can you push a little more into the intensity? Or are you happy where you're at? Use the front of the belly to lift and lower, and the obliques to twist. Okay, squat thrust. Or your alternate. Keeping those hands wide. Last one. 10. Woo. Starting up set 4. Glute bridge. Lift and lower. Flex in. You want your heel right at about just under your knee at the top of the press. 9, 10. Flex through both legs. 8, 9, 10. Okay, push-ups. You need to take a little bit longer break between. It's fine, up to you. Or you can lap me. That's even better. 8, 9, 10. Whew. 40 push-ups later. Still going strong. Here we go. Squats. Dig into those heels. Get you to the top. Make sure your knees are lined out with your toes. 8, 9, and 10. Shoulder taps. Set up that plank position. If being on your wrist is starting to bother you, go into a forearm plank and just tap wide. Here we go. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. Get your set for Superman. I can always have to adjust to find that pull of the belly. Slide those shoulder blades down and then go for it. 10. Okay, bring on those runner sit-ups. Tuck it in. Get that full twist at the top. It's called runner because it's like we're sprinting, right? Find power. It's a power crunch. This is it. 10. All right. We get everything? I think this one went fast. Move it. Squat thrust. Here we go. 1. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, back down. Step 5. We're at 14 minutes, 45 seconds. 4, 5, 9, 10. Switch. Get into that glute. Get into that hamstring. 9, 10. Push-ups. 1, 2. 9, 10. Squats. Doing awesome. Smile. Enjoy the work. Enjoy the burn. 8, 9, 10. Shoulder taps. Tuck that tailbone. Minimal hip movement. 5, 6. Drop. Get your set for Superman. Here we go. There's 10. Whew. Push it over. Get that runner sit up. Don't hold back. Sit into it. The minutes are ticking. 8, 9, 10. Okay, squat thrust. Keep that core going. Breathe with it. 9, 10. Glute bridges. 2.5 minutes to go. Flex into that lifted leg. 3, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that core. 6. Push that floor away. 9, 10. Here we go, squats. 5. Drive through those heels. 9, 10. Shoulder taps. Tuck in that tailbone. 2, 3, 4. Shoulders stay over the wrists. Superman. I want to get there, but keep your form. Tuck that chin. Inhale. Runner sit-ups. 45 seconds to go. 2, 3. Stay in your form. 7. Come on, scoop it. Let's go. 9, 10. Squat thrust for a finish. 15 seconds left. 3, 9, 10. 20 minutes and 1 second. Good job. All right. Take it down. I'm going to take you through a stretch that I would love for you to do every day. A little trifecta stretch sequence. All right, so let's start with a downward facing dog. Just our start. Drive those hips up and back. Today is also our winter solstice, if you care to know. Okay, so you're going to bring that right leg up outside of your right hand. The left leg stays back. Knee down for now, but I want you to push that knee into the ground, driving the front of that thigh toward the ground, because I want to have you feel that front hip flexor stretch. Curl the toes under, lift the back knee, drop those hips. See how that feels, and then you decide which one you like better. Knee down or knee up, but you're going for this back hip flexor. So it is our shortest day of sunshine for the year. So drop your back knee onto the ground. Your front toe is going to come up. So as you build flexibility, you can flow right into these different stretches. So if you come from your hip flexor stretch here, you might need to sit up, get your balance, use a wall, ball, tall weight chair. Put that toe out in front of you, then check your hips. Okay, so a lot of times we lift up out of that side that we're going to stretch into, try to drop into it. Pull your chest like you have a string on your sternum, right in your chest bone, and it's being pulled toward your toe at the same time that hip is being pulled back. It's kind of a scissor hip action going on here. Reach that chest forward. Stretch that hamstring, so hopefully you can get the toes flexed back. Okay, now this is a funky one if you haven't done it before. Let's go ahead and start by pulling your foot back, that front foot, and then you're going to take that foot, that right foot, or whatever you have forward, walk it across your mat. So it's kind of crossed over in front of you. Then you're going to start heading forward. So you're going to take your hands forward, and hopefully you can get that knee down to the ground. So the closer that the front foot is to the back thigh, the less intense the stretch will be. So once you're kind of in this position, shoulders over the wrists, your front legs crossed in front, maybe you can wiggle that left knee back until you have that stretch that you want. So this is a pigeon, or world's greatest stretch. And the goal here is to make sure that the pelvis stays square to the ground. So the tendency, if your right leg's forward, will be to rock onto the right hip. If your left leg's forward, you'll rock onto the left hip. So we want to try to stay leveled off here. Rotated straight on toward the ground. Maybe push into those hands, pull the hands back. You feel a little traction in the back. So create space, ears and shoulders, that neck. Try to see if you can elongate it. Create a little giraffe neck. Okay, so for today, to get out of this, I'm going to have you lean onto your right side. You're going to pull your left leg up. Okay, this is also not a part of the trifecta. So that hip flexor, hamstring, and that pigeon, those three every day, twice a day maybe. It'll take you 2 minutes, and it'll make a world of difference in your hips, your back, especially if you're a sitter or even a chronic worker outer. Your body will really, really thank you. So now you're in a Z sit, right leg bent right in front of the body. Your left leg is bent out behind you, left heel over. Take both hands, and we're just going to push them into the ground on the right side and twist. So you're pushing your hands kind of to the left. Your chest will twist to the right. Okay. Come up to your hands and knees. Other side. Well, I feel like I crushed it today. Hopefully you all do too. Start with that hip flexor stretch. Ooh. So again, right now I'm really liking how it feels with my knee on the ground. If it's not much and you want to go a little more, lift that back knee. Kind of let those hips drop in. You decide. You want to go for that back hip flexor stretch. Ooh, there, it just popped. So from where your hip connects down into the front of your thigh, your quad, your femur is. Okay, so now we're going to walk those hands back. So we're sitting tall. Straighten your front leg, pull the toe up, pull that left hip or whatever your front leg is back as the other hip drives forward. Then you take the string from your chest to your toe, reaching forward. If you need to bring the floor up to you, plant your hands on something to help create a flat back. That's fantastic. Go for it. Sometimes stretching when we first get started is tougher than the actual working out. Trust me, your body needs it just as badly. Makes it so that we can come back tomorrow, right? All right, take that leg. Oh yeah, so you can either just pull it over if you want, if that works for you, to hit your pigeon. Otherwise, you might need to bring it back up so you're kind of in a lunge position. Cross it over to the other side of your mat. Bring yourself forward, and then slowly bring yourself down. Same thing, hands down on the ground. If you have more flexibility, maybe you can take that heel further out, but you want to keep those hips parallel to the ground and pelvis square. And you may notice that you're a little tighter on one side than the other. So this is definitely my tight side. Push into the hands, hands pull back. If you want to go elbows, that's great too. And don't overthink your timing. You know, if you're going to do your trifecta stretch, a few deep breaths, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. If you have time, a few more. Generally, you don't really need more than 30 seconds. All right. Pull You're going to sit up, pulling your left leg in, so it's bent in front of you. The right leg is going to kind of bend behind. Sit as tall as possible. Take both hands to your left. If you're mirroring me, it will be your right. Push into those hands and then twist. So a lot of times I actually enjoy a little back pop here, but make sure you keep it safe. Should feel good. All right, untwist. Let's do a simple forward fold. If this is day one for you of many, some of you I know have been working with me for a long time, or maybe since summer or since March 2020. So hopefully your flexibility has improved. But if this is day one, we're just going to check in with our hamstring flexibility, that forward fold. So you gotta find your hip hinge, those hip creases, pushing the hips back, trying your best to keep the back flat, and then just let your arms hang over. So take 2 deep breaths here. And then we're gonna call it a day. Good work. Good job on your first crusher day. I will see you tomorrow for more.